Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is Catherine Urban, and today we are going to be talking about the Scorpio new moon. The Scorpio new moon is going to be occurring on November 4th at 12 degrees and 40 minutes of Scorpio. And we know, we get a new moon every astrological season. So we are in the thick of Scorpio season right now, exactly 12 degrees into it. And this new moon is very special because this new moon is going to be coalescing in an exact opposition with Uranus and Taurus. And we know that Uranus and Saturn have been doing this square dance for the whole year. This is really putting the pressure on the collective infrastructure to make some big changes. I'm going to be speaking about this Saturn-Uranus square in more detail, specifically related to the industrial evolution that's taking place right now at the NZGR online symposium conference this upcoming weekend. It's called Saturn versus Uranus, Bridging Tradition and Innovation. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about this and the history of the Saturn-Uranus square and its influence on industrial shifts and the way that we work and how that reflects us as a culture and vice versa, because it's really culture that helps shift the way that we work. So right now we are indeed seeing a workers' revolution happening here in the United States. From what I hear, it is also happening elsewhere in the world. And I'm sure we'll start to see more of that around this new moon, because when you have a new moon opposite Uranus within minutes of a degree, we can certainly expect the unexpected. Uranus is kind of an explosive energy. It's just kind of like an unleashing of one's sovereign will to be free, to be fully expressed, to be recognized as sovereign. To be recognized as an individual and the rights that we have with that or should go with that. So we're going to see probably a lot of demonstrations and uprisings and probably a lot of the unexpected too, because also this lunation, this new moon happens to begin eclipse season. So the sun is close enough to the lunar nodes now that we are starting to build up to eclipse season. So the following lunation that we have is going to be a full moon, but it's actually going to be a lunar eclipse. So as we make our way up to that lunar eclipse conjunct Algol, the Medusa star, whoa, talk about rage. We're going to see this build up here. Talk about justice too. Medusa was wronged. Medusa was the one who was ravaged by Poseidon, and then she was punished by Athena. Like, that's like going down for someone else's crimes, and then you have to live with that in your own and do all this kind of healing, and it's really traumatic. And anyways, there's so many juicy layers to that story. We're going to wait, but we are going to start to see that build up. So Uranus, this new moon opposite Uranus, is basically like if you were to shake a kombucha bottle, okay? If you shake a kombucha bottle, all that contents are going to be under pressure and ready to explode. Not just that, but also like all the little sediment at the bottom kind of floats on up. So what we're doing is we're agitating, we're bringing all this ickiness or all this stuff that we've kind of held on to and let percolate for a long time, and it's ready to boil over now. So we're going to see this pressure release that's happening, especially because the ruler of this Scorpio new moon is, of course, Mars in Scorpio. So Mars is very comfy in the sign of Scorpio, doing stealth mode ninja things, and we've talked more about details on that in my Mars in Scorpio stealth mode video. And so there's like a very strategic plan of attack here with Mars and Scorpio. Like, you won't necessarily perceive all the motions, but there is definitely intent, definite focus. There's passion, whether that's something that we're upset about or something that we're really loving or something that we really want to bring healing to, something that we really want to remedy. And there's so many different layers to Mars and Scorpio, because on one hand, what the rumors are saying are true. Like, it is very good at vengeance and avenging one's enemies. It's yeah, it's definitely capable of that. But when we're thinking about, when we think about poison, like in the tail of the scorpion, poison is a curious substance because it has equal potency to harm as it does to heal, but it's all about the knowledge of how we use it. And we know that there are certain substances that require a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more cultivation and care around. So Mars in Scorpio is a very powerful energy, and it's all about how we direct it, right? And we have to be thinking about how we direct this energy because Mars is in this square with Saturn. And it's also eventually later in the month going to be opposing Uranus. So we're going to see some gaskets blowing around this new moon in the world. But we're also going to see the buildup. Like there's going to be more. And that's going to carry us into the wildness of eclipse season, where dramatic events are unfolding on the world stage and in our lives. Now, this is especially going to be potent for the fixed signs. So we've got Taurus and Scorpio, and then we've got Leo and Aquarius. So all of you fixies are going to be feeling this more so than anybody else. That goes for people with a lot of planets in those in that modality, but also your rising. If you're a fixed sign rising, you're going to be feeling this because this is when a lot of big changes are going to be taking place in your life. And guess what? It's your turn. As someone who's got a chart full of cardinal planets, I've been going through it. I'm happy to pass the torch, and I'm happy to support you and witness you in your soul's evolutionary unfolding. So lots of exciting events. Uranus, the big one is wherever Uranus is traveling is where big breakthroughs are taking place, where we realize that I have the power to do it differently. I don't have to do it the same way, or I don't have to do what's expected of me, or what I've been doing for so long. Like there's a definite element of freedom coming along here. So overall, what the new moon in Scorpio really invites us to do is we're planting new seeds in the Scorpio area of our chart. If you want exact details, in my Patreon version of this video, I will go through for each sign so you can read for your sun sign and your rising sign. And we're going to talk in more detail about what Uranus is doing in your chart in the sign of Taurus and how that's getting activated for you personally right now as this new moon in Scorpio is inviting you to plant new seeds here, but with the element of revolution here. But overall, just on a more personal level, the Scorpio new moon is daring us to be different, but to do it in a way that is fully honest. Scorpio is a sign that craves all or nothing. So it has to be authentic. It has to be in your heart. It has to be something you're really passionate about, because Scorpio is going to give something. If Scorpio is going to give something, it's going to be very dedicated. It's going to be very loyal, very committed, and it's going to go all in. So that's the thing that we can really cherish our Scorpios for, is that we can always count on them, and they always mean what they say, unless they're playing the games, which they don't always know that they're doing, right? But yeah, this is one where we also want to have the courage to make sweeping changes wherever necessary, to liberate ourselves into new possibilities and fullness of existence. And I think this is especially important for the fixed signs because, you guys are the steady ones. You guys are our rocks, and it's the hardest for you to change. So this new moon is going to be felt in a very big way for you, to give you that extra special nudge to help you have a little bit more courage to make that big change that you want to make, but are feeling all kinds of resistance to. So may this new moon be blessed for you. And if you're here on my Patreon, go ahead and stick around and we will get into your new moon forecast for your sun and your rising sign. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. For more astrology in your world, connect with me on all platforms at Astro Catherine. You can also visit me at my website where you can book your one-on-one astrological consultation where we cover all kinds of predictive and natal techniques. And I so look forward to working with you, and I will catch you next time.